Колеги, ми продовжуємо робочий день.
We continue our work and the topic Tendencies of Local Elections 2015 in Donetsk region. Valentyn Krasnopyorov and the regional coordinator Pavel Astrovsky. Dear colleagues, please take the floor. Good day, everyone. I'm Valentyn Krasnopyorov, and we represent NGO strong communities of Donetsk region. And we conduct a study on election campaign in Donetsk region. And this topic also reflects nationwide topics and those issues that should be communicated to society in order to stop negative processes. As to the election law, this law is contradictory. It has some positive components that most candidates should go to their constituencies, and only the candidate, the leader, have 100% right to when he go through 5% threshold. And we have a lot of problems with constituencies, with candidates lists. It was difficult to understand how to provide personal data, the form of the list, and also gender quotas, 30% quota, and they couldn't understand the situation. And the problem is that the law, because it is politicized and the civil society activists were not able to promote themselves in elections, and we see at the grassroots level central organs influence a lot at the grassroots level, and local representatives were replaced, and it is a negative tendency. For example, in Slavyansk, the mayor, he was replaced, and the deputies didn't give the answer for the situation, not only about Solidarity Party in Krasnoarmeysk, also opposition bloc suffered from the party Vidrodzhenia, and Mr. Tribushkin, who is a nominee, self-nominee, and this Mr. Tribushkin was replaced by Mr. Geller, who entered the Vidrodzhenia group. And today in Krasnoarmeysk and opposition bloc, the ratings and the secretary of local council, they are replaced from these elections. They are forced to go, and there's an influence of central system to the local one. What are other peculiarities? Local elections law has such a peculiarity. There's not a lot of parties, 5 parties in Drushkivka, 7 parties in Slavyansk. It's not such a big number. And monopoly system in Donetsk Oblast was destroyed, and now there's some process of competition, but not of a quality character. The competition in the most parties among the representatives of former Regions Party, and their representatives Nash Krai that compete among themselves very actively. And in Slavyansk, registration of the Mr. Lyach, it wasn't made first there were some representatives of commission. They didn't want to support his registration, but then the situation changed, and this case was completed. But not always it happens between Nash Krai and Drushkivka. There are people who are connected to Gnatenko, the mayor, and they are from Nash Krai, and he is a self-nominee, and he is nominated to city head. And in Donetsk region, the economic enterprises are in the heads of elites and some parties, civil society activists that are trying to create some basis there. It's difficult for them to find resources. And in the Donetsk region, there are many parties and activists, and there are many positive steps. And of course, central parties get more financing, but there is demonopolization in the region. And according to our study in Solidarity Party, we say there are many deputies who are influential, and journalists connect them with Gerasimov and Mr. Shahov, who is the representative of Solidarity. And the power is supported by financial elites. And at the same time, Батьківщина party is active, Самопоміч, Сила людей, and we forecast that in councils there will be not only old representatives, but there will be new, and not only representatives, but also factions. And political competition is high, and in each place there's a different situation, and there's no vertical of power on the political process, no pressure, but some inactivity happens. And we visited 5 towns and gathered representatives of different organizations, Krasnoarmeysk and different other Dobropilya, and civil society activists say that the fourth vertical doesn't work, and there are many people in Drushkivka, for example. There are many people from Nash Krai, and in Dobropilya, Slavyansk, and opposition bloc. The nominees are those people who were on positions during the times of separatism, and this creates a negative situation in these towns. And administrative resources. In Donetsk Oblast, these representatives, such as teachers, doctors, and city council members, they formed committees, and lists were filled with business people. And now there are many parties that are represented by teachers. I don't know. And for example, in Nash Krai, it's a party of administrative resource. They say, oh, that's what we want. We understand that teachers and that they should go to elections, and we may say that people that work as a teacher, as a doctor, they are not independent. And in list there are representatives of opposition bloc, but they are detached from power now. And former representatives of committees. And then we will speak about the situation in media that is very difficult, and there are some political competition that is hot now, and and we can't understand is it whether it is a positive tendency about mayors of Krasnodar, Kramatorsk mayors. We don't know who will become mayors of these cities, but political struggle uses some methods that are not positive, and in Krasnoarmeysk, and Pavlo will tell us about it, about political campaign. Local political parties concentrate more on all Ukrainian ideas that are not connected with functions of local government. They say about general staff, pensions, but in Donbass they don't concentrate on the problems of communities. The candidates speak about things that is, we are here, we are with you, we are locals. But we see that there are some sort of so-called parachutists. They come from Kramatorsk, and it is of all of these processes are of local character. And I give the floor to Pavlo, and he is going to tell us about the situation in the media and the situation in Krasnoarmeysk that happened yesterday. CEC formed three commissions in Slavyansk and in Krasnoarmeysk. The commission was formed partly, and often CEC can't understand what happens in certain places. In Krasnoarmeysk, 7 members of commission were replaced, and it was for the benefit of one of the candidates, and the registration was cancelled to some opposition candidates of Vidrojenia party. The candidate is his own brother, and there is an eternal situation with opposition bloc, and no one can understand the situation. There's a new head of the association, and he brought a document that he is the head, but then the commission said that he is not. This document is not valid, so they didn't. There's internal conflict, and Magyar said that. He said that why didn't you interfere? And he said that he didn't support this decision, but this decision was taken nevertheless, and now 7 members of commission say that they form a quorum, but they take decisions that to the benefit of one political force.
My name is Pavlo Ostrovsky. I'm a regional coordinator of the movement for reforms, and I would talk about the mass media on the local level. The first problem is connected with the opening the accounts for electoral funds. The law goes that without payments, advertising can't be printed mass media complained about this because there is no possibility to post advertising which cause losses both to the press, printed press, as well as the candidates. But anyway, the advertising is printed. The most vivid example is communal newspapers because their co-founders are from local self-government, so they are more propaganda mass media, but not independent mass media. For example, this is Drushkovsky Рабочий newspaper, and 9 pages. 7 of 9 pages goes about the mayor of the town. In different articles, his greetings with different holidays, and also there is advertising and information about the meeting of the mayor with the big plant, big factory workers, and then the information that the director of this factory whose representatives are candidates from ruling authorities, and the director calls on voters to make the right choice. And also other pages contain mentioning of this mayor. And then we also have the article of one IDP, female IDP, telling that this mayor is a good guy and it is worth to support him at the elections. So this means that this is an example of advertising campaign which is not fair. Here you can see the article to the citizens, a call to the citizens of Drushkivka. Please, people, support the candidate Mr. X. Also the calls from directors of kindergartens who also support the mayor to be re-elected for the second time. So the situation in Drushkivka is one of the most complicated. For example, for the Old People's Day, the mayor met the pensioners, veterans of labor, veterans of war. They were the venue, at one venue, and the brochures were distributed there. You can see the brochure which demonstrates how the facilities of the city are repaired when the candidate running for mayor distributes such brochures. This means violation of fair competition. Are the printed press also print such kind of propaganda. We can see here the article not saying that this is advertising, without no flags that this is advertising. An article advocating for the oppositional bloc in support of Natalia Korolevskaya, an MP. She is very active in Slavyansk. This is a violation of the local elections law, and local mass media who are obliged to be unbiased, giving equal opportunities to all candidates and all representatives of the election process. They do not comply with the requirements of the law. One of the examples of manipulations with the public opinion is sociological opinion polling. When fake institutions position themselves, Drushkivka authorities in official way, informal way, conducted an opinion poll. So budget the polled opinions of teachers and doctors. So 375 of 500 respondents said in support of the acting mayor. Such violations take place, you know. We can see an apparent conflict of interest where Drushkivka city's council is named as the client of the public opinion polling, and all the three newspapers issued this opinion poll findings without showing in such details as the number of respondents and methodology of polling and other data which the mass media are obliged to publish. We also receive information about the violations of the competition principle in other localities. This is mostly the problem of community mass media, which is absolutely controlled by local authorities, and a priori it could not be independent. So we support initiatives oriented to privatization of such community mass media sources. In Krasnoarmeysk yesterday, we had a very vivid example when some providers couldn't open the local website 06239. And very skeptic attitude to the candidate Tribushka was posted on one side, so some clients of some providers couldn't get to the internet. The website was closed allegedly due to the calls to the hostile activities, and the NGO representative said that the website was blocked because due to some opinions, the website was distributing anti-Ukrainian materials, and the person said that he was the representative of the NGO, and he was involved in the ATO, and he said he is insulted with the website materials, but this is the element of censorship. Even if this person doesn't like these materials, he could have no right to close the website. We also analyzed the content of that website, and there were no calls to hostilities. And Mr. Trebushka said, if you haven't yet been closed, you would be closed later. It was the words of Mr. Trebushka. So the owner of this website, he is connected to some persons from Solidarity Party. Yes, there is some political combats, political competition, but it should be fair.
Magdalena Kostyuk, Radio Liberty. And we worked with colleagues from Donbass about elections in Donbass. The only issue, security. And is it safe that people who supported separatism come to power once again? And this is dangerous because of dissemination of separatism and security when these elections will be held. Of course, it's a challenge, and the representatives of the parties of coalition, they complain that the representatives of local elites, they threaten them that they will do harm to them after elections, and these are risks, and we should involve law enforcement bodies, and we should support activists. And in Druszkivka, Dzierżynska, there was pressure at local activists, and we provided our help as an organization, and we are ready to help people from Donbass who are under pressure from local authorities because of their political actions. And the possibility to be nominated is big, and Druszkivka, Dobropile, and there's a great potential for the heads of these towns. Is great. So the representative said that the criminal case against Gnatenko, and he is going to be re-elected, and these are the processes when candidates are held by some cases, and Kharkiv is a real example, and Druszkivka, where they were accused of such things, and we as civil activists say that it is these are tactical things that threaten civil society and country as a whole. Thank you. I have time limits, so thank you and goodbye.